GTA 6 just got some big news. This came from one of the most trusted insiders in the industry with a track record good enough that whenever he says something, the entire community just kind of stops and listens. We have GTA 6 trailer 3 or gameplay imminent, with August right around the corner and the Take-Two investor call landing in a matter of days. It sounds like we're on the precipice of some pretty big news dropping from Rockstar. As you guys know, they've been dead silent since the pre-orders went live, which kind of makes sense. It's also a little bit annoying, but that's about to end. Guys, we have a lot to cover. Check the chapters for easy viewing. Also, I've got a giveaway in the pinned comment. Check that out. Okay, real quick, guys, before we get into things, today's video is sponsored by Aniba. Aniba is a digital marketplace that's been running for quite a while with over 7 million people using it every single month, with over 80,000 products on the website covering games, gift cards, and top-ups, and so much more. Now, the stuff I cover on this channel, the big story-driven RPGs, horror games, hidden indie gems, all of it's on there for noticeably less than what you're paying for on official storefronts. Aniba has secure payments. It takes about a minute and then you're playing your game. This is where I pick up the games that I play on the channel. But if you actually want to get paid for playing instead of just paying to play, that is where Snakesy comes in. Snakesy is a mobile app powered by Aniba that gives you real rewards just for playing games on your phone. Download it at snakesy.app, sign up with your email, and you're in. You can cash out straight to PayPal or redeem gift cards like Amazon, Netflix, Uber Eats, or Visa, or turn it into gaming credits for PlayStation, Xbox, or Steam. And if you sign up with my promo code WestNemo, you get a $10 welcome bonus on top of that. Now, one quick thing, make sure you open that link on mobile only. So check the link in the description, grab your games for cheaper on Aniba, and claim your bonus on Snakesy. So now let's get into the actual news. This is according to Nate the Hate. The whole thing kicked off over on a Q&A session on Twitter where, a lot of people asked him questions about things, and he was doing his usual insider things, keeping things vague. He said it was too soon to share anything Rockstar related, that he might share something when it gets near, which is pretty standard for him. Like, he doesn't usually run off something until he has definitive proof. But then somebody asked him the question that everyone's been thinking: when are we actually going to see gameplay? Could the next post from Rockstar be about gameplay and not just another trailer? And Nate's response was pretty short and it was direct, to which he said this, and I quote, "I expect to see a fair bit of GTA 6 next month." And by next month he meant August, so really sit with that phrasing here, because he did not say that we're getting a trailer. He said a fair bit, and he also said he expects. So this might not be based on like a source. It could just be his speculation. We don't actually know exactly, but he keeps things pretty vague at times where you don't really know if he's really running on something or if he's deliberately implying. He's deliberately keeping things vague, which, it does make sense. Like, he does that quite a bit. But I will say the usage of the word fair is pretty interesting. Like, whenever I hear the word fair bit, I think of something that's pretty, substantial. I feel like saying a fair bit of GTA 6 implies that it's something more than, GTA 6 trailer 3 or even just a bit of gameplay. Like, the implication really does seem like it's going to be a trailer and possibly even more gameplay as well. Now, it is worth mentioning that he was answering a question specifically about gameplay when he said it. So my read is that whatever Rockstar is dropping in August is going to be bigger than just trailer 3. Now, will we get something in August? Like, is that, definitive? Is it going to happen? Let's be real. I think they have to tell us something. Like, we're basically 4 months out from this game releasing, and the fact that the marketing and like all of the footage and stuff isn't out there tells us that they're being very vague on purpose. Like, Rockstar is being vague, but the clock is ticking, and you would think that we would have something very soon. Like, we do have the Take-Two investors call, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But before we do that, I want to talk about the possibility of a delay. Now, here's, kind of the context you should need. Take-Two told investors that launch marketing would begin this summer, and we're now at the end of July. Pre-orders opened up, and I believe is on June 25th. Rockstar confirmed the price. We have the Ultimate Edition. There's no physical copy. And right after that, Rockstar went completely silent. And usually when they go silent, the internet fills that silence with the worst possible theories. People start talking about the moon, freaking cycles, and it gets so far beyond cooked that it's kind of meme worthy. But Nate the Hate was then asked on Twitter about if the silence was delay related, and his answer was as blunt as it gets. His exact quote was, "No, GTA 6 will arrive in November as planned." Now, Nate the Hate's saying this was, not enough, but somebody actually pushed back and said that the lack of a gameplay trailer this close to launch was pretty sus. To which Nate the Hate responded, "Rockstar has a marketing plan and they are sticking to that plan. No reason for concern." And let me be real for a second. I think we are far past the point of no return. Like, pre-orders are live, the price is public, the date is locked in at November 19th, and Take-Two has built an entire fiscal year forecast around this game shipping on time. I really don't think there's a version of reality where they quietly walk that back at the end of July. Like, this game is coming this year. Okay, so now let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Take-Two Interactive's investor call on August 7th. Take-Two Interactive is reporting its first quarter fiscal 2027 results on Friday, August 7th, and the conference call is at 8 a.m., which at first glance it may seem normal and, completely usual, but, there's a couple things that actually make this pretty abnormal. First, they're doing it on a Friday, which is not a typical time for Take-Two Interactive. Second, they're reporting it before the market opens instead of after it closes, which that is unique. Like, that's not what they typically do. They usually do it after the market's already open. Now, is this like a schizo theory that they're going to drop a trailer or gameplay before the market opens? Like, it's possible. Like, I'm not going to try to predict the future. It's pretty impossible to predict what Rockstar is doing. And honestly, if you try to predict what they're doing based off of a day of the week that they typically don't do an investors call, you're going to set yourself up for some disappointment. But this is why it still matters. This quarter ended June 30th, which means it's the first financial report that covers any part of the GTA 6 pre-order window. Up to now, everything we've heard about pre-order performance has been retailer chatter and just kind of vague comparisons. This is the first time we're going to actually get commentary from Strauss Zelnick with real numbers behind it. He's going to be like, hey, this game sold X amount of money already just from pre-orders. And that alone, doing it pre-market could skyrocket the stock. If he says that it's the most pre-ordered game of all time for the, time span that they've done it, that's going to be a huge signal to investors, and they're going to start buying in droves, which is inevitably going to increase the stock. So while August 7th might not be the time for the trailer, they might not give it to us pre-market or anything like that, August 7th might be just the day where we get pre-order information, but Take-Two Interactive might have Rockstar give us marketing prior to that, so we might see something anytime early August. Now, I'm not going to try to predict when in early August. It might be the 1st, it might be the 6th, who knows? So now let's talk about what an ex-Rockstar developer has said about GTA 6 actively. So a former Rockstar developer, Mike York, actually spoke about where he thinks the studio actually is in development right now. And his estimate kind of lines up perfectly with the idea that the marketing is about to explode, which I do think that's the case. So Mike York said this: I would assume that they're probably 90% done on the game, and they're probably content complete. Hopefully they are. I don't know because I'm not over there. He then explained what content complete actually means, to which he said, a lot of times you want to be content complete, meaning you're not adding any new animations, new features, new game mechanics, anything like that. Hopefully right now they're at the point where they're testing everything like crazy. They're playing the game 8 hours a day, even more. That's what I think they're doing right now. He also said the team is likely polishing animations and other assets, and put his overall estimate to 80 to 90% done at this stage. Now, I think this matters for one reason. If the game is indeed content complete, which I imagine it is, the footage exists. Rockstar's not waiting on the game to be finished before they can show you gameplay. They've already got it. They know exactly what this game looks like. They've, been playing it actively. There's literally somebody out there that's playing this game probably 10 or 12 hours a day, but they're sitting on it until the marketing calendar says so, which is exactly what Nate said. They've got a plan in place and they're sticking to it, which, it might suck for us, but I'm actually down with it. I kind of like some of the secrecy because you never know what to expect. If we knew when the trailer in when the day of GTA 6 news is going to drop, it kind of takes out some of the excitement. So I'm kind of glad that they're being vague. It can be excruciatingly painful, but the reality is this is our first, GTA launch in years. So I want this to be as special as possible. Okay, so now let's talk about the Sony and physical disc situation. This one is fully confirmed, and it closes the door on something that I think a lot of you guys were hoping for. Sony has finally responded to the backlash over ending physical disc production, and they're doubling down. They are not backing down anytime soon. According to the Sony CFO, Lin Tao, they addressed it directly during the company's earnings call on July 31st. Speaking through an interpreter, her exact quote was, "There are various reasons we made this decision, the biggest being that the digitalization of content overall has been progressing, and that's the big factor." She went further, saying that the company put a lot of thought and time, and that they cautiously considered it, and that they are, quote, going to cautiously move this forward. She also acknowledged the community reaction, saying that they have received the various opinions, that people have strong views, and that the games are connected to people's fond memories in so many cases. Now, to give you guys a better translation, they're basically saying, haha, get mad, it's not changing. So what does this mean for us? Well, it means that GTA 6 launching without a physical release is not a temporary situation that's going to get fixed later. It's practically set in stone. The entire industry direction is pointing the same way. Sony just publicly confirmed that they are committed to it. So if you were holding out hope that, a disc version down the line would happen, I would just go ahead and let that one go. Now, there is obviously some concerns about preservation, but let's be real. The games are going to get preserved regardless, especially as soon as they hit PC. That thing is going to get preserved. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe with the notifications on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.